It's gonna be good. Heyo guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been prepping for your TBRs, getting everything ready, getting ready for June, especially if you're part of Once Upon a Readathon. If you're Team Pirates, we're gonna kick ass. That's just how it is. But this is my TBR video. And if you saw my last video, you saw that I did 4 books, 1 for each mascot. Essentially, those are already on my TBR, so I'm not gonna talk about them. If you wanna check that out, I'll leave the link down below. But otherwise, this is my TBR kind of for the rest of the month. I'm kind of just giving myself a bunch of options. I likely won't read all of these. I would like to try to, but I likely won't read all of them. But I'm giving myself options, so that's what I like to do. So as far as this goes, I'll leave the points for Once Upon a Readathon for each book up in the corner over here. If you're not a part of the readathon, that's cool too. I still got books I want to share with you, all right? So jumping right on into it. First, before I get into kind of like the first books of a series or standalones, I am going to read a couple sequels. Of course, The Make Games Pestilence, book 3. I'm going to listen to it. You guys, if you've listened to any of my other videos, you know I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to listen to that. And then I'm going to read the third book, which is actually going to work for the readathon here because it has pirates in it. But the Peter Pan retelling I was telling you guys about, the Land of Never and Night series, I'm going to read book 3. She's back with Peter Pan. I'm very excited. I got to figure out what's going on. I've literally been holding off so I could use it for the readathon. So there's that as well. But as far as like new series that I'm going to start or standalones, this is what I got for you. First one here. Very excited about. I've been talking about this a little bit in our Discord discussion. But there's a book called Cursed by Kayla Rain, who's one of the authors who actually does the Make Games. So I'm very excited. But this whole thing, essentially what it is, it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. We have a menage going on. It's male, female, and male. Very much a good boy and a bad boy. Of course, it's supposed to be spicy because it's Kayla Rain here. And it just all around sounds like a good time. The general gist of it is essentially we have a girl. Her mother was lost to the sleeping curse, which caused her father to go mad. All right. And they're apparently Hollywood royalty. I'm imagining that they're celebrities, all right? They're Hollywood royalty. The daughter, she's asked by Prince Philip to come visit him, and she really wants to get away because she wants to get away from the madness of her father, away from the death of her mother. So she heads to his castle, wherever that might be, heads to his castle, and has been dreaming about Prince Philip. Her whole life is totally smitten as a kitten with him, okay? She gets there, loves him, but then he has an evil stepbrother. Okay, that's where the bad boy vibes come in. So then she starts feeling like, oh, who do I go with? The good boy or the bad boy? I don't know. I like them both. So that's kind of the general gist. It's a short story. It's only like 102 pages. It's definitely, I don't know, maybe a little bit of enemies to lovers and friends to lovers because we got both options here, baby. So I'm excited. I think it could be fun. I'm hoping there's still going to be fun banter like you have in the Make Games, but we shall see. That's a quick, easy read. I know I'm reading that. Plus, it's against the Dragon team. So we get 100 points for reading it and minus 50 points on the Dragon team. That's a good time. This one. Okay, I'm excited about this on multiple levels, but really, this has vampire pirates. Okay, like I can't. Do you need more? Really? I don't. So this is called Sea of Darkness by Isadora Brown, and it has vampire pirates, like I said. It's meant to be kind of steamy. This is a series, so this is just book 1. It's an urban fantasy romance, and this has a slayer versus a vampire. Those are our love interests here. And it's also under 300 pages, so it's not a very long book. Something definitely to try out, see if I like it. But the whole premise behind this actually sounds like there's some really good plot in here, which I'm excited about. But we have a girl, she's a slayer, she's a vampire slayer here, and her father, he was doing that as well. He ends up murdered. So she wants to figure out who killed her father, but the society that kind of runs all of the slayers is telling her, no, it was just a suicide. It's fine. You don't need to look into it. Keep doing your job. And she starts questioning that and kind of questioning her life and just all the rules that she's kind of lived by. So she's determined to find her father's murderer. She needs help though, and she ends up needing help from the Sea Shadows, which are the vampire pirates. Those are the ones the slayers kill. But she's in desperate need of help. She ends up needing a Sea Shadow and links up with our guy over here. His name is Drew Knight. And they are trying to work together in order to figure out who might have killed her father. And he kind of teaches her really what the society is, or at least what the society is to the vampires. And she's kind of getting this eye-opening experience of whose side really should I be on. But his one request is that all the payment that I need is I'm going to have a favor of you in the future. But he's not going to tell her what it is. But she'll have to pay up in the future. And she's obviously so desperate because she loved her father so much, she's completely willing. So we don't know what that is. We don't know if he's just like playing on her heartstrings a little bit and trying to make her feel like her society's terrible, or if he's actually right and the vampires aren't as bad as we think. I don't know. I think the vampires are probably going to be good. I want them to be good. But I kind of simultaneously want him to be a bad boy too. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I'm excited. We'll find out. Okay? It's book 1. It's short. It works for our readathon. We got pirates. We got vampires. We got a sea setting. So that's 200 points altogether for this book. What's up? I'm excited about it. But moving on. So this one, honestly, like, when you see the cover, you're going to judge me. But this sounds like it's a campy romance, okay? It's meant to be hilarious. The synopsis of it seems phenomenal. But as far as the whole book goes, what essentially you're getting here is we have Irresistible Monstrosity. Like I said, it seems campy. You can tell by the cover. It does have a plot, so stick with me here. But we have a dragon, a gargoyle, and a kraken. So you can see that this is going to be a reverse harem for sure. Obviously, definitely going to be very steamy. And it does actually have good reviews and good ratings, okay? So just stick with me here. The plot line, basically how it opens up is we have a girl, and somehow she accidentally started a bank heist. You know, like you do. It's very easy to accidentally start one. So she starts a bank heist on accident, and these 3 guys whisk her away before the coppers come to get her. And they're half men, so they're were-gargoyles, were-dragons, and were-krakens. Okay? And they whisk her off, and they take her to the mountains to their safe house, essentially. And they just start to fall in love with each other, and are just like, ooh, what are you? No, what are you? Monster and lover. It starts to just kind of blur all together. Bad guys, good guys. It all blurs. Who cares? We're just getting to know each other, okay? So it sounds fun. It sounds campy and ridiculous, and I think it's going to be great. It's under 200 pages. We literally get 100 points for reading it. It's we also get negative 50 points against the dragons, so we can attack and have a good time, guys. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at here, okay? Moving on. So this one, I just literally found it last night, and I'm pretty excited about it because it's pirates with Snow White. So I have a thing for pirates. I've mentioned that before. But this is called Of Tides and Snow by Darva Green. It is a sapphic romance, so we do get an extra 50 points for LGBTQ plus author. And like I mentioned, we have a pirate, but it is also simultaneously a Snow White retelling within it. And it's meant to be steamy. There is action within it though, so we're going to deal with monsters and things like that, sea monsters. So the whole idea behind this, we have 2 girls, one girl who's basically running away from, if you want to think of it as the evil queen, she is a priestess. So she tries to go to her where she feels safe, which is the cottage, but she ends up running right past it and into a pirate. Okay, and the pirate realizes who she is, realizes that, oh wow, this chick, she's going to be a bag of coin for me, so I need to take her. Brings her onto the ship. The priestess, she can't tell if she's actually a captive or if she's just basically another member of the crew. She's kind of confused by that. But when she meets the captain seems like she has this really icy exterior, and she just kind of keeps everybody at an arm's length. She's very rough. And it turns out it's actually because she has a curse on her head. So she can't let anybody into her heart because she wants to keep them far away from her so they won't get hurt. That's what she's concerned about. But her and the priestess, they're just really attracted to one another, and the priestess wants to get to know her. She feels protected by her. But the captain is struggling. She's going through that internal turmoil of, I really, really like her, but she's just a bag of coin. That's what I need to keep her as. I can't get close to her, otherwise I'm going to hurt her. And if I really love her, I don't want to hurt her. So it sounds like it could be good. They're going to literally travel across the sea. It mentions a bunch of sea monsters, so there's got to be some fun action sequences in here. It sounds like there's kind of like a touch of horror in it as well from this author, what I read about the author. She likes to do retellings and she likes to have that creepy horror vibe in there. So, hello, that's me. That's what I want. So I'm really hoping this is going to be good. I really, really am. So there's that. We get 100 points for reading it, 50 points because it is a water setting, and an extra 50 points for it being pirates. So that's 200 points in all. Okay? It's gonna be good. I'm excited. I think that's pretty up there. That's pretty far up there. I think I'm definitely gonna read that one. The next one though too. Oh, this one sounds good too. I have too many books. I have too many books, guys. So this is called Kingdom of Blood and Salt by Alexis Calder. It is gonna be spicy. It's enemies to lovers, and we have humans, fae, dragons, vampires, and werewolf shifters. It's not a reverse harem though. But it is a trilogy. The first book's gonna end on a cliffhanger, just so you know. And the second book is not available yet. Not available till August. So for some of you, this book might not be for you. But it's definitely for me, man. I'm very excited about it. So as far as like the gist of this whole storyline, our girl, she's human. She lives in the last human city in this world. The city essentially made a deal with the fae who rule over everyone. Made a deal with them that we will give you some of our humans whenever the reaping might be. So they're constantly giving them humans in exchange for them not attacking their human city. So the fae, the vampires, and the werewolves, they all agree. But the dragons, on the other hand, they're a totally different entity. They're vicious. They do their own thing. They don't care what the fae say. So they're also simultaneously the humans fighting off the dragons. So they have a treaty on one side and then they're fighting on the other side. Okay, and they have to sacrifice some of their humans to the fae. So what ends up happening, it's a reaping day, and one of the fae sort of generals comes in, and I believe our girl is going to end up getting sacrificed to him, and they kind of just bond and they connect over like what they hate, and they come together and they're experiencing their own sort of like love story while the human city on its own is figuring out, I don't want to be ruled by the fae anymore. So that's going to cause some problems in their relationship for sure, especially since he's a general and she's a human. So I think it's going to be fun. Maybe they're going to help against the dragons. Maybe they're going to have a war against themselves. I don't know, probably. And then their couple's going to like go apart, and it's going to be heart-wrenching probably, but I'll read it. I'm excited about it. Okay. 100 points for reading it, negative 50 points on dragons. Okay? It's another attack book. And we have vampires again. Okay? I'm so excited. I haven't read a vampire book in a while, guys. So yeah, those are my 5 books that I really have going on. I do also have some buddy reads that I already had planned that actually work for the readathon as well. They're historical romances. So one is going to be with April from Happily Ever April. Go check out her channel. I'll leave her link down below. But we did a book exchange. So it was themed with pirates. She gave me her favorite historical romance pirate, and I gave her mine. So I'm going to read Gentle Rogue by Joanna Lindsay, which just sounds like it's going to be more sweet compared to some of her other pirate romances. We have a girl who disguises herself as a cabin boy so she can get away and have her freedom. And there's this ex-pirate. She gets on his ship, and he's not fooled. He knows who she is. And they just kind of have a sweet romance that blossoms. And you always love like forced proximity, one bed trope. Okay, like I'm excited about it. The other one is Forbidden Passion, which just has a ridiculously gorgeous cover. I'm a sucker for cover art. But this one I'm going to read with Autumn from Nose in a Book. I will also leave her link down below. Go check her out. She's great. But her and I both have this book, and it's actually a Viking book, which I have not read any yet. I have quite a few Viking, but I haven't read a Viking romance before. And this one is about a girl who her father made a promise a long time ago that she was going to marry. She's basically in an arranged marriage, that she was going to marry a guy in Ireland. So his emissary comes over to collect her, but he falls in love with her. And his Viking blood, his hot Viking blood, just cannot resist her. So he takes her. And they fall in love, but then they have to figure out what they're going to do, because what the heck is the Irish dude going to do? He's going to be pissed. All right? And they're Vikings, all right? They're vicious, man. He's not going to take that lightly. So it sounds fun. So I have that to look forward to as well. And then lastly, because it's me, I have some silly reads that I want to do. So I have Teeth over here and Taken by the Swamp. These aren't very long reads. But I couldn't resist this one, I couldn't resist the cover. That's Jaws, okay? So I have to know what's going on and how the heck she wants to be with that. Okay. And then this one is about a swamp. I think it's a swamp monster. I hope it's a swamp monster and not just the swamp. We'll see. I don't know. But these are some short reads that I'm gonna read as well. So, and they work because they're both water themed. And this one's also a BIPOC author, so that's even extra points. That's 200 points right there. Hey, man. So it's going to be a good time. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll check you later. Let me know what's on your TBR. Come join the readathon. We'd love to have you. Bye.